Tonight, we're counting down the 3 most disturbing deaths that happened in or around workplaces most of us visit every day. Fast food restaurants and big box stores. These are places we think of as ordinary, familiar, safe. But in these cases, something went terrifyingly wrong. These aren't stories of isolated stranger violence. These are incidents involving employees and customers. Moments where ordinary routines collided with unimaginable tragedy. As usual, some details in these stories are unsettling, and viewer discretion is advised. Number 3. The Walmart worker burned to death in a walk-in oven. In October 2024, a horrifying incident occurred at a Walmart in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. A 19-year-old Walmart bakery worker, Gursimran Kaur, was found dead inside a large walk-in oven in the store's bakery department. Police responded to a report of a sudden death at the superstore on October 19th, and the tragedy quickly unfolded into something far beyond a typical workplace accident. What made this incident especially chilling was not just where she was found, but who found her.
Take a listen.
The female was located in the walk-in oven in the bakery within the store.
She was inside the oven?
Yes, in the oven inside the store.
Do we know whether it was on when she was inside?
That's part of our investigation, which is ongoing at this time.
Gursimran was discovered by her own mother, who also worked at the same Walmart. According to family accounts on a GoFundMe page set up after the tragedy, her mother began searching for her when she hadn't seen her for more than an hour and couldn't reach her on her phone, something her daughter never did. When the mother finally located her daughter, she was inside the large bakery oven, a massive industrial appliance designed to bake bread and pastries at high heat, with charred remains. It was a moment of unfathomable horror for the family. Authorities described the case as complex, and while police said they had found no evidence of foul play, meaning there was no sign of a crime, investigators have not released a full cause or manner of death. The death remains tragic and mysterious, leaving unanswered questions about how someone could end up inside and why no one noticed her absence sooner. Number 2. Olive Garden employee dies by plunging head into deep fryer. At an Olive Garden restaurant in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, workers and customers were left stunned when a tragic and disturbing incident occurred involving one of the restaurant's own employees. On January 30th, 2026, a cook at the Olive Garden suffered a fatal injury after deliberately placing his head into a deep fryer, the large industrial machine used in kitchens to fry foods like French fries and chicken. According to local fire and emergency medical services, the man removed his clothing and plunged headfirst into the scalding hot oil, suffering severe burn injuries. He was rushed to a nearby hospital, but he ultimately succumbed to the injuries sustained in the incident.
Details are people screaming, some kind of a burn victim, 1609. Rescue 1844, 18 man fire response. Rescue 1844, Chief 18 responding. Units going to the Olive Garden. It's a male victim went headfirst into the fires.
Officials have described the event as a suicide attempt, and details beyond the basic description have been limited due to respect for the family's privacy. Authorities and Olive Garden representatives have been tight-lipped about the circumstances, stating only that the man was a restaurant employee and that another worker was injured trying to intervene and stop him from harming himself. The Olive Garden temporarily closed following the incident, as both management and local officials reviewed the situation and ensured the restaurant could reopen safely. What makes this case especially unsettling is the setting, a place associated with family dinners, celebrations, and ordinary moments in everyday life. An industrial kitchen is chaotic and high pressure by nature, but it's also a workspace most people rarely think about beyond the food that comes out of it. The fact that an employee would turn something as familiar as a deep fryer, an appliance most people see daily but almost never truly understand the heat and danger embodied in, into the instrument of their own death, casts a chilling shadow over how fragile even a routine work environment can be. This Olive Garden death isn't a case of violence between people or a criminal act. Instead, it's a grim reminder of the hidden pressures and unseen struggles that can affect anyone, even behind the warmth of a restaurant kitchen's bustle. As the investigation concluded, there was no indication of foul play, only tragedy. The restaurant eventually reopened, but the memory of that day haunts those who knew the employee and the co-workers who tried, unsuccessfully, to stop the fatal moment. Number 1. Dunkin' Donuts employee who fatally punched customer.
We have an unusual development in a case involving a Dunkin' Donuts customer. He went looking for a cup of coffee last summer but left in an ambulance and ultimately died. Investigators say an employee landed a deadly punch during an argument that the employee is charged now with manslaughter.
Our final story is less about unusual machinery and more about how a moment of anger in a public space turned into a fatal outcome, one that still shocks people because of how ordinary it began. In Tampa, Florida, on May 4th, 2021, a 27-year-old Dunkin' Donuts employee named Corey Pujols was working his shift when a customer came through the drive-thru complaining about service. According to police and court records, the customer, 77-year-old Vernell Cook, became upset over what he felt was poor service and began to berate employees, first in the drive-thru and then by parking and coming inside the store. Cook's behavior escalated from angry complaints to racially abusive language, including repeatedly calling Pujols a racial slur. After attempting to have the man leave, Pujols asked him not to use that language again. When Cook continued to repeat the slur, Pujols walked around the counter and punched him in the jaw.
I had a little bit of an issue with it. I said, say it again, and he did. Right hook sent him down. He hit him, and he fell.
He hit him?
Yeah.
I came in from the truck. You can see I have an altercation with one of the employees. And I guess it spilled, and I ran in here. He was. My dear was here, Denver Street, Tampa, Florida, 33619.
I don't know what happened. I was there. He was actually there. Don't check with me on it. He was his face and he came down.
Which kid? He has heart problems. He's 100% disabled.
That is
Disabled veteran. Disabled veteran. He's got allergies. You've seen allergy tag.
Yeah, so first and foremost, let me just say my name is Corey Pujols. I am the guy you were looking for in regards to this situation. The long and short of it is that here obviously at Dunkin', he's a regular. He normally comes through here and orders a large hot coffee, but today maybe he's having a rough day or something, and he decided to be extremely profound at the mouth. And I asked him respectfully on the microphone, could you please not use that kind of language, obviously with me and my employees, and as well as that, and he said no, and then he came around to the window, he kept going at the window, and then I guess he was going to come inside, so I came along this side to let him know. He asked for the manager. Our current store manager is off already. She worked morning shift, and she's currently otherwise here, so I would be for the senior shift. I've been here a little bit longer than he has, so I reserve responsibility for that. In any case, I came out to let him know. I said, listen, sir, with the profanity that you use, I would highly recommend that you go on about your business. We don't want to serve you any coffee today. Maybe you can try again another day, but you have clearly upset, you feel me, the atmosphere here, and we would like for you to go on about your business. I asked him to do that repetitively. It's all on camera. As I mentioned, he came inside, and when he came inside, he addressed me and he was looking. I said, hey, listen, the manager's not here right now. I'll give you the manager's store number and all that good stuff. And he didn't want it. And I said, sir, well, can you please go on about your business again and have a good day? And he said, no, you're a. And then I said, and I'm sorry, I had a little bit of an issue with it. And I said, say it again, and he did. Right hook sent him down.
Cook fell backward, striking his head on the floor. He was taken to the hospital but died 3 days later from the injuries sustained, including a skull fracture and contusions to his brain. This wasn't treated as a simple assault. Police initially charged Pujols with aggravated manslaughter, though the charge was reduced in a plea deal to felony battery. Rather than prison time, he was sentenced to 2 years of house arrest, 200 hours of community service, and mandated anger management courses, a decision prosecutors said was influenced by factors including his lack of criminal history and the context of the confrontation. The case stands out for how quickly a routine customer-employee interaction escalated into death, and for the sentence given afterward. Critics argued the punishment was too lenient, as hand-to-hand violence in a public setting with fatal results typically carries harsher penalties. What makes this story disturbingly powerful is not machinery or accident, but human behavior. A moment of verbal abuse, a flash of anger, and a single punch rippled outward with deadly consequences, affecting not only the victim and his family, but the life of the employee who threw the punch. This case sparks debate about accountability, anger, and how easily ordinary interactions can take dark turns, especially in high-stress environments like customer service jobs. These 3 stories, a teenager found in a walk-in oven, a man who died in an industrial fryer, and a fatal punch in a coffee shop, remind us that tragedy can strike in the most familiar places. Fast food restaurants and superstores are part of our everyday lives. We go there for coffee, dinner, groceries, and convenience. Rarely do we consider how thin the line can be between routine and disaster. In each case, ordinary settings became scenes of horror. An employee's absence unnoticed until it was too late. A kitchen appliance turned instrument of death. A moment of human anger ending in fatal injury. These aren't sensationalized urban legends. These are real events involving real people, families, and consequences that ripple outward long after the headlines fade. If nothing else, they remind us that behind every workplace sign is a human being, with fears, pressures, and vulnerabilities we may never fully understand. If you made it this far, let me know what number was most disturbing in the comment section below, and as always, thanks for watching.